Today, we're diving into a really powerful piece from Anis Jung's book, Lost Spring: Stories of Stolen Childhood. It's an unforgettable look at the lives of children in India whose youth is just stolen, ground down by the immense weight of poverty and tradition.
Just think about that sentence for a moment. It's from a young boy, and it captures the entire world we're about to step into. It's a world where just surviving is a daily hunt, and finding a single coin in a heap of trash is this moment of absolute joy. It's a world of tiny hopes found in the last place you'd ever look.
So, what Anis Jung really gets at here is that poverty isn't just about not having money. No, it's a relentless system, a trap, that's reinforced by tradition and condemns kids to a life of exploitation. And we're going to see exactly how this works through two stories that make this reality painfully clear.
Okay, so let's start with our first story. It begins with a boy named Saheb. He's a young rag picker, and his title in this story is a pretty ironic one: the Lord of Garbage.
So, imagine this. Every single morning, the author runs into Sahib and his friends. They're digging through garbage dumps, searching for what they call gold. He's just one of thousands of barefoot rag pickers who, as she says, appear like morning birds and then just vanish by noon.
And here's the real kicker, the deep irony of it all. His full name is Saheb-e-Alam. You know what that means? It means Lord of the Universe. Of course, he has no idea. And even if he did, how could he possibly believe it when his entire universe is a mountain of trash?
So how did he end up here? Well, his family's story is like thousands of others. They came from Bangladesh. Way back, huge storms wiped out their homes and fields, so in 1971, they had to leave. They ended up here, in Simapuri, right on the edge of Delhi. And today, you've got 10,000 rag pickers living in these makeshift mud huts. They don't have an official identity, but they have ration cards. Why? Because as one woman puts it, food is way more important for survival than an identity.
And this is where you see two totally different realities in the same place. For the grown-ups, the garbage is simple. It's survival. It's their daily bread. But for kids, like Sahib, it's something more. It's like a treasure hunt, a place full of wonder, where you might, just might, find a rupee, or maybe even a 10-rupee note. And that little flicker of hope is what keeps them going.
Among Sahib's army of barefoot friends, you hear this a lot: "I want shoes." It's such a simple desire, right? But for them, it's a world away. And that quote, it's not really just about shoes. It's a symbol for every basic need, every small dream that's always just out of their reach. But then, this small miracle happens. Sahib finds a pair of tennis shoes someone just threw away. Probably some rich kid who tossed them because one has a little hole in it. But for Sahib, who has never owned shoes in his life, this is a dream come true. But this is where his story takes a turn. One morning, the author sees him and he's heading to a new job at a tea stall. He's making 800 rupees a month, plus all his meals. Now that sounds like a step up, right? But something really important has been lost. That carefree look he used to have, it's gone.
And this right here is the key. The steel canister he now has to carry for his boss, it feels so much heavier than the light plastic bag he used to sling over his own shoulder. See, the bag was his. This canister, it belongs to someone else. And in getting a job, Saheb has lost his freedom. He's not his own master anymore.
So while Saheb's freedom seems to be slipping away, our next story starts with a boy who's dead set on grabbing his. It all kicks off with this one defiant declaration. For him, this dream is everything. It's a light in the darkness.
So, let me introduce you to Mukesh. He insists on being his own master. And his dream, well, it looms like a mirage in the dusty streets of his town, Firozabad. But it's a dream he's holding on to for dear life. Now, Firozabad couldn't be more different from the garbage dumps of Simapuri. This town is the heart of India's glass-blowing industry. For generations, practically every single family here has been doing one thing: making glass bangles for women all over the country. But behind all those beautiful, colorful bangles, well, there's a really grim reality. An estimated 20,000 children, Mukesh included, are working illegally in these glass furnaces. 20,000. That's how many childhoods have been stolen in just this one town. And the conditions are just awful. We're talking about kids working in these tiny, dark rooms with no fresh air, right next to dangerously hot furnaces. They're welding glass in near total darkness, and because of this, so many of them end up losing their eyesight before they even become adults.
If you could peek inside these workshops, you'd see boys and girls sitting with their parents, their eyes more used to the dark than the light outside, just doing the same repetitive tasks, day in, day out. It's a family business for sure, but it's also a family trap.
So you might be asking yourself, why don't they just leave? Well, a huge part of the answer comes down to this one really powerful cultural idea, karam. It's this concept of destiny, the belief that you are born into a certain trade, a lineage given by God, and you are just meant to follow it, no questions asked.
I mean, that quote from Mukesh's grandmother, it just says everything, doesn't it? She literally watched her own husband go blind from the dust of polishing glass bangles. But she just accepts it. That's their destiny. To her, if you're born a bangle maker, you die a bangle maker. And it's that belief that has crushed the dreams of so many generations. And this is what brings us to the bigger picture here. Both Saheb and Mukesh, they're caught in something so much bigger than just their own lives. They are trapped inside an unbroken cycle of poverty.
And it works like this vicious, unbreakable circle. Generations are just born into the trade, they get tracked by middlemen who exploit them. Years of this mind-numbing work just kills any dream or any initiative you might have. They never have enough money to try something else, often not even enough for a decent meal. And so the cycle just starts all over again with their kids. So what you end up with is this profound feeling that nothing ever changes. The young men are making the same exact complaints their fathers did, and their grandfathers before them. In a place like Firozabad, it really feels like time itself has just stood still. And with it, any hope for real change.
And that brings us right back to the question Anis Jung leaves us with. It's not just one thing, is it? It's like a conspiracy of forces. You've got the middlemen, the authorities who look the other way, the heavy weight of tradition, and that crushing burden of poverty itself. It's a question without any easy answers, and it leaves us to wonder, what would it actually take to break this cycle and finally give these children back their spring?